Well, my name is Evelyn, and I have 4 children. And I was first introduced to Safe Families for Children and the support and comfort that they provide when I experienced a change in dynamics in my family. We were seeking to separate households between my ex-husband and I found that extremely difficult with a lack of family and friends to provide that support that I needed to get through that. And so when we were introduced to some of the community services here in Newport, Oregon, one of them was Safe Families for Children, and I can't thank them enough for their involvement with our family.
Can you mention like any particular things, like particular moments or seasons in the last year that we've been working with you, where there was an urgent need, and maybe how we were able to come alongside you with that?
Yeah, as it so happens, trying to facilitate that change in the structure of the household came with a lot of challenges, and one of which was financial security and just being able to have what I needed for the kids to get through daily things like overnight accidents and toiletries that we needed in the home that we were not able to provide for ourselves. We were grateful enough to have Safe Families for Children come through for us on all of those fronts. And through the time that we have been connected, we have been able to grow, and I've been able to see my children use those services and then eventually not need them anymore. And so to have had that support through that was just something that you can't expect from the world. But when you do find an organization that is willing to give that and be there for you without any family ties or blood ties, things that you would expect people to oblige themselves with, it didn't have to be there. They stepped up and provided what we needed when we needed it, no questions asked. And it was amazing to have that weight lifted from my shoulders and to not have to sit there and wonder or worry, am I gonna have to go back into this situation for my children to have what they need? Am I going to be able to make it on my own? Am I going to be able to provide for them what they need? Am I the right choice? I didn't have to ask those questions to myself anymore, because I realized all of those seemingly small things that felt so big were just part of the process and were just moments that needed to be worked through. And with Safe Families for Children, we were able to work through those moments by getting that support and that immediate need met.
So outside of the tangible and financial supports, how would you describe like the social support that comes with Safe Families?
Well, it's my understanding that there is a very big network with Safe Families for Children, and getting linked up with mentors and support teams that can help guide you and direct you through a lot of the challenges that come from big life changes. And those were offered. I unfortunately did not need those as much as I expected I would, but they were there. And so knowing that they were there and available to me was enough to help me stay strong and get through a lot of the emotional baggage that I was carrying through all of that as well.
What would you say if you had to describe Safe Families to someone who may be thinking about working with us? How would you describe Safe Families in one word?
Family. Safe Families for Children is an extension of family. So the place that I was in my head was definitely shields and swords out. I was in a place where I felt like, like a mother in the wild, just keeping her children behind her back and trying to secure them from the world around them, and really unsure of who I could trust, who I could let in, who I could let know and understand my situation. And that headspace was really more of a overly protective capacity that just felt the need to safeguard my children from everyone and everything. And I definitely was testing a lot of boundaries and testing a lot of groups that were involving themselves with the situation. and really trying to make sure that everyone's heart's in the right place, and that these are really groups of people that have put themselves in a position to be able to help and not cause more damage unintentionally or intentionally. So definitely beforehand, I did feel like it's me against the world, kind of, and getting connected with you guys and feeling a little bit more connected even with the community, because Safe Families for Children connects with the community, which still makes you feel connected to that, was a real eye-opener. It allowed me to say, okay, you know, you're gonna have to learn to trust people. You're gonna have to let people in to a degree and just hope for the best, pray for the best of them, and see the good, and all of this bad that could be possible, it's got to sit on the back burner, and just let it be a part of your perspective now, but don't let it shape your choices for how you receive the world, because I could have definitely been a lot more combative and would not have been able to have gotten support or insight as well. It's important to get like feedback on yourself and what you're doing, what you're demonstrating, and how, you know, your experiences and the individual's experiences can really come together to teach and guide us all.
What would you say to maybe a single mom, a single dad who has been referred to Safe Families but is resistant for similar different reasons?
I would let them know that, understand that it's not another set of eyes intended to do you harm. It's not another group trying to get close to shape a narrative around you, and that there are genuinely people out there that are good and do just want to do good and just want to be there for you, and that they're gonna be there for you. And if you're willing to open yourself up and just, you know, communicate what needs you have, that chances are there's gonna be a collaboration to where those needs can get met. And so don't be afraid. look at the organization like family, definitely, and good family. It's just because some family we gotta keep our wits about us with.